a quest for something that every single one of us desires: the power of unbreakable focus. Have you ever wondered how to harness your concentration like a supercharged laser beam? How do you rise above the countless distractions in our modern world and become the master of your attention? The answers you've been seeking are right here, and it will be nothing short of a revelation. The arrow model of focus: epinephrine, acetylcholine, and dopamine. Picture this: your focus as an arrow, cutting through the noise and hitting the bullseye every time. But what powers this arrow? It's a potent mix of 3 neurotransmitters: epinephrine, acetylcholine, and dopamine. These are like the guardians of your attention. The moment they unite, your focus takes flight. Imagine an arrow, and an arrow, of course, has an arrowhead, and it has the shaft of that arrow. In the context of the neuroscience of focus and concentration, the neurochemical system that really represents the shaft of that arrow, right? The straight line is epinephrine.
The reason I've assigned epinephrine, adrenaline, as the shaft of the arrow is that if focus is the arrow, there is no focus without epinephrine.
Now, the arrowhead on this metaphorical arrowhead that represents focus and concentration will be represented by the mechanisms of acetylcholine. This neurochemical also exists in the brain and body. In the body, it's responsible for the contraction and movement of your muscles. But today, we're talking about acetylcholine in the context of its release within the brain. And then, to have ongoing focus, we need another neurochemical: dopamine. It is a molecule often associated with pleasure and reward, but it's the molecule of motivation. Modulation versus mediation. Importance of sleep. The difference between modulation and mediation is the secret sauce that keeps your focus simmering at the right temperature. Plus, the importance of sleep. Mediation is how specific types of chemicals, cells, circuits, and organs control very specific things in your brain and body. In contrast, modulation is the ability of chemicals, cells, and circuits to adjust how different things change and how different things work in your brain and body. One of the most important things to build and maintain your focus and concentration is to optimize your sleeping behavior. That is, to get enough quality sleep. I would say 80% of the nights of your life. Imagine if you could recharge your brain while you sleep, turning it into a powerhouse of focus for the day ahead. However, sleep has been shown to relate to cognitive performance, physical performance, hormone output, and many other things, including immune system function. Sleep modulates every process in your brain and body, so you have to get great sleep. Why do I say sleep modulates focus and attention? Well, I'll give an analogy. If someone pulled a fire alarm due to the fire in the building, your attention would drift. But does the fire alarm mediate attention? Fire alarms are not involved in attention. Rather, they modulate attention binaural beats to improve concentration. But let's not stop there. We've got powerful tools that will elevate your concentration to a whole new level. Ever heard of binaural beats? They're like the symphony of the focus world, helping you concentrate like never before. You put on those headphones and your brain, it gets in sync, locked and loaded for the task at hand. Now, we will explore the wonders of white, brown, and pink noise. Think of them as the audio equivalent of a magic portal. These noises are like the stepping stones that help you transition into a focused state. You'll learn how to harness the power of sound to direct your mind towards the task you need to conquer. And here's something that might blow your mind: warm-up exercises for your cognitive muscles. Yes, you heard that right. Your brain, like your body, needs to stretch and limber up before diving into deep focus. And we'll explore the fascinating concept of neuroplasticity. It's all about training your brain to be its absolute best. Just as athletes warm up before a big game, your brain, too, needs a pre-game ritual before diving into focused work. In our fast-paced, information-saturated world, distractions are everywhere. The ability to swiftly refocus your attention can be a game changer. It's like having a mental compass, ensuring you don't get lost in the maze of distractions. Now, let's venture into the realm of neuroplasticity. This fascinating concept demonstrates that your brain isn't a static organ. It's a dynamic dynamic, ever-changing powerhouse. You can mold and shape your brain with the right techniques, improving your focus and cognitive abilities. Now, have you ever heard of ultradian cycles? These are like the rhythms of your focus, the pulse of your productivity. We'll reveal how to use these cycles to your advantage, from warming up to maintaining focus to even deliberate defocusing. It's a skill that can completely change the way you work.
Everything from our sleep states, or the different stages of sleep, and our waking states is divided into these 90-minute cycles, or so-called ultradian cycles.
But you might be wondering, how many of these ultradian cycles can you perform in a day? That depends on how well you've slept and how well you are nourished. It's like finding the perfect balance between productivity and well-deserved breaks. The answer lies within the mystery of these cycles. Speaking of health journeys, we'll also dive into Virtusan. It's the treasure map for your mental and physical health journey. Because remember, a focused mind thrives in a healthy body. Now, let's talk about a subject we all can relate to: energy levels throughout the day. Ever wondered how being in a fasted state versus a fed state affects your focus? Both states have unique effects on your body, including your brain's ability to concentrate. When you're in a fasted state, your body's energy sources primarily come from stored glycogen and fat. This can affect your focus in distinct ways, but it doesn't end there. We'll explore how being in a fed state with energy derived from recently consumed food affects your cognitive performance. The nutrients you've just ingested can immediately impact your brain's abilities. We'll uncover how different meal compositions and timing can help you maintain your focus throughout the day, regardless of whether you're fasting or feasting. And, of course, we can't ignore the fascinating world of ketosis. When your body enters a state of ketosis, it's like flipping a switch that can turn your brain into a focused powerhouse. And here's something that will pique your interest: the right foods to supercharge your focus. The things you put in your body can either fuel your attention or put it to sleep. We'll guide you while choosing the right nutrients to keep your focus razor sharp. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite wake-up call: caffeine. It's not just your morning brew, it's a powerful tool for focused work. It is vital in enhancing dopamine efficacy, keeping you alert and at the top of your game. But we can't ignore one of the biggest focus thieves out there: stress. It can be a real attention hijacker. You need to combat stress to help you regain your concentration, even in the most challenging situations. Have you ever thought about using cold exposure as a focus-enhancing tool? It's not as crazy as it sounds. Deliberate cold exposure can kickstart your brain by releasing dopamine and epinephrine. We know that getting under cold water greatly increases epinephrine levels and dopamine levels in the brain and blood. There's a beautiful study that was published in the European Journal of Physiology that showed that the increases in dopamine are massive. It is very long-lasting for hours, and epinephrine and indeed cortisol levels are also increased, and in ways that support not just immune system function and mood. Still, they can really improve concentration and focus. And for those moments when you need a break without actually sleeping, we've got Yoga Nidra and non-sleep deep rest, NSDR. These defocus periods can be like mini vacations for your brain, helping you recharge and return to your tasks with renewed focus. And there you have it, my fellow seekers of unparalleled focus. We've journeyed through a treasure trove of knowledge, unlocking the secrets to boosting your concentration and making those moments of distraction a thing of the past. But this journey is far from over. We've only scratched the surface of the incredible world of focus-enhancing tools and techniques. As you move forward, remember that focus is not just a skill, but a mindset, a state of being that you can cultivate and fine-tune. The journey to unwavering focus is an ongoing adventure, and you are the captain of your ship. So, stay curious, stay determined, and never stop seeking ways to unlock the incredible potential of your mind. We're here to accompany you on this journey, and together, so share, like, and subscribe to reach new heights of focus and productivity.